Top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. 9 private schools, 8 public schools copped top positions at NGSA. McDonald re-elected unopposed as GTU president. VOWS full representation of teachers. Election for trial. Witness misidentifies defendant as audio evidence challenged. And Guyana and Canada celebrate strengthening ties on Canada Day 2025. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. Tanasha Myers, who earned a spot at Queen's College, is this year's top National Grade 6 assessment performer. Antonio Day has more details.
15,784 students sat the National Grade 6 assessment NGSA this year. Dr. Nicole Manning, Director of Operations Examination Services CXC, noted that the students recorded a 40.36% mathematics pass rate in 2024, but this year saw a noteworthy increase to 55.5%. English proficiency among students was 66.79% in 2024 and 69.2% in 2025. The pass rates for science and social studies were 63.7% and 64.7%, respectively. The top performance position was secured by Tanasha Myers from the Academy of Excellence in Region 3, who earned the top spot and was awarded Queen's College after securing a perfect score of 100% in all subject areas. Kalisa Himpasad of Husi Darren Primary in Region 2 was able to secure the second position as top performer at the prestigious Queen's College. Christian Ramsey of Mays on the 12th Primary came in third position and was also awarded a spot at Queen's College. Michelle Asami and Niall Williams secured spots at Queen's College, while Priscilla Henry secured a spot at Mycobi Secondary. They spoke with Nightly News and said although the assessment was difficult, they are grateful for the support received.
In terms of the study preparations, what was it like?
It was hard.
Is there anyone that you want to thank at this further moment?
My grandfather, Michael Sami Sr., my teacher, Miss Renette Clark, my other teacher, Miss Serena Adrians, and there's many others.
I feel elated and very excited.
What was the preparation process like?
The preparation, it was kind of harsh for me, but I knew it was for the best, and I got the best.
I studied hard, during late nights, go private lessons. My mother also buy books for me and advice.
Notably, 9 private schools and 8 public schools copped the top performance position. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, and congratulations to all the students. And still on education, it is not about Coretta McDonald being president of the GTU, but it is about those who have indicated by voting for someone who they believe can represent the best interest of teachers. That was the staunch remarks by Coretta McDonald, the newly elected president of the Guyana Teachers Union. Here again is Antonio Day.
Members of the Guyana Teachers Union unanimously elected Coretta McDonald as its president. In an exclusive interview with Nightly News, the teacher and opposition parliamentarian expressed humility at this opportunity.
I must say, while I am somewhat elated, I am not too much excited because I have been General Secretary for the last how many years? This upward movement is just another step up. The work that is supposed to have been done is still there to be done.
In a statement on Tuesday, the GTU announced that it completed its triennial elections and ballot counting exercise on Monday night. McDonald amassed a total of 2,987 votes from the union's membership. In the lead-up to the elections, McDonald emphasized her intention to reassess the collective bargaining agreement that was signed between the government and the GTU in 2020. Dr. Mark Light misrepresented their interests. She was asked about her position going forward.
It is one that we are looking at, and we are going to choose the best possible options coming out of our discussions to work towards either enhancing that agreement or if we are going to do away with that agreement.
McDonald lamented that the actions of her predecessor regarding his stance on the collective bargaining agreement have caused some teachers to question the credibility of the GTU.
It has indeed left a bitter taste in the mouth of our teachers. It has demoralized our teachers, and it has left the GTU wounded.
Mariska Williams has been elected as first vice president and Carl Veneer as second vice president of the GTU, defeating several other candidates. Collis Nicholson is the general secretary, with Heathcliff Peters serving as his deputy. Elections were also held for many other positions, including treasurer and regional representatives. The GTU elections were conducted countrywide over the past few months, bringing together more than 3,000 members to cast their ballots. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. A key prosecution witness took the stand on day 18 of the 2020 election fraud trial, but his credibility came into question after misidentifying a central figure in court. As the case continues before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith Magusti, prosecutors and defense attorneys clashed over the admissibility of audio recordings set to capture irregularities during the vote tabulation process. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
On Wednesday, prosecution witness Jonathan Yearwood, a 2020 accredited counting agent for a new and United Guyana ANUG, testified that on March 12, 2020, returning officer Clement Mingo told representatives present at Ashman's building that the process being conducted was a tabulation and not a verification of the results. Yearwood also testified that on March 4, 2020, he witnessed GCOM staffer Dennis Bob Cummins calling out results. When asked to identify her in court, he mistakenly pointed to someone else. Despite this, he said he recorded the process on his phone and kept the recordings. He further told the court that on September 1, 2020, he was summoned to the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, where he met with Detective Inspector Junior Blair and handed over copies of the recordings. The prosecution then called Blair to the stand. Blair, who headed the Forensic Video Analysis Unit in 2020, told the court he has been recognized as an expert in several courts across the country. The prosecution requested that he be deemed an expert for the purpose of extracting video and audio evidence, an application that was granted. Blair testified that he received audio files from Yearwood and secured them with his official markings. Prosecutor Lachmi Rahman asked the court to tender the audio as evidence. However, defense attorney U.C. Anderson strongly objected, arguing that the chain of custody was compromised and questioning whether Yearwood was the original creator of all the files on the disk. Anderson also pointed out that Yearwood was unable to positively identify Bob Cummins in court, and in an era of advanced artificial intelligence, AI, and a 5-year time lapse, the recordings should not be considered reliable or admissible. He described the contents of the disk as prejudicial and lacking evidentiary value. Prosecutor Rahman responded by evoking Section 92 of the Evidence Act, emphasizing that the prosecution had outlined the source of the audio recordings and followed appropriate procedures in getting them to the court. After hearing both sides, Acting Chief Magistrate Magusti deferred her ruling on whether the disc would be admitted into evidence. The matter will resume on June 27. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiana. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
HGP Nightly News. On the police blotter, a woman and her boyfriend have been charged with murder. The woman admitted to killing her mother because she wanted them out of the house. The police have formally charged a 23-year-old woman and her 24-year-old common-law husband with the murder of her mother. Charged with murder of 48-year-old Jenny Mohammed are Austin Ramchand and Safiya Mohammed. The accused were not required to plead to the indictable charge and were remanded to prison until August 4, 2025, when they would return to the Vigilance Magistrates Court. A statement from the police said that Ramchan, an auto electrician, and Safiya Mohammed, a housewife of the same address, were arrested on the 16th of June, 2025, and charged with murder. 48-year-old Jenny Mohammed of Nonprel, East Coast Demerara, who was reported missing by her relatives, was actually killed at her home and her body dumped in a garbage bag. She was stabbed and strangled. The woman's daughter, Safiya Mohammed, and her son-in-law, Austin Ramchand, have confessed to local investigators to the killing. Police said Ramchand and Mohammed, who reside at Monrepo, stabbed the woman multiple times, placed her body in a large black garbage bag, wrapped it, and dumped it in a trench off the New Eccles Highway. Nightly News understands that after intense questioning by local police, the woman's daughter and her husband led police to where Mohammed's body was dumped. The suspects claim that Jenny Mohammed verbally and physically abused them and that she wanted them out of the home, and because of that, she met her demise. According to an autopsy, Jenny Mohammed died as a result of shock and hemorrhage from multiple incised wounds, compounded by compression injuries to the neck. The police said that the autopsy was performed by government's pathologist Dr. Nihal Singh and witnessed by Detective Assistant Superintendent Pitama at the Memorial Gardens mortuary. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. A cop is to be sentenced on July 10 after being found guilty of manslaughter. Police Constable Sharon Peters, who shot and killed Essequibo businessman Orrin Boston at his home on September 15, 2021, has been found guilty of manslaughter. The matter was heard before Justice Sandel Kisoon in the Essequibo High Court. Nightly News understands that a unanimous verdict of guilty was returned by the jury after an hour-long deliberation. Peters was remanded to prison until July 10 for sentencing. Boston, on September 15, 2021, was shot to his chest by Peters, a member of the Guyana Police Force's Special Weapons and Tactics Unit. The police in a statement said that ranks were at the time conducting an anti-crime operation in Region 2 when they went to the home of Boston to conduct a search. During the search, the police said there was a confrontation between Boston and the police, resulting in him being shot. Boston was rushed to the Saudi hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. However, Boston's widow, Fiona Boston, refuted the police's story, saying that the police kicked down their back door went into their bedroom and shot Boston. She said her husband had showered and retired to bed. She said when the police kicked open the door, they went into their bedroom and pointed the gun towards Boston and shot him. She said that ranks were all over the house with guns, and her 2 children witnessed the entire ordeal. An autopsy found that Boston died from hemorrhage and shock due to gunshot injuries to the chest. Government's pathologist Dr. Nihal Singh also extracted a single warhead from the body. As a result of Boston's killing, protest action had erupted in Essequibo. The policeman was later charged and released on $1 million bail. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. You're watching the HGP Nightly News.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. CVON's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call CVON's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Hey, I would like to purchase all these auto parts here. This is for my pit bull bus. This here is my bus as well, and this is here for my excavator. Only 71,600.
Yes, only at Gen N Accessories. We offer high-quality, affordable heavy-duty machinery spare parts for various machines at unbeatable prices. We also crimp hydraulic hoses.
So guys, if you're looking for your auto parts, whether it's for your heavy-duty machinery or let's say your pit bull bus, please check out Gen N Accessories at Lot 1 Public Road, Priceless, East Coast, Demerara.
In the HGP Nightly News, President Ali has underscored the need to protect national sovereignty and deepen Canada-Guyana relations during Canada Day celebrations in Georgetown. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
President Irfan Ali, speaking at a Canada Day celebration hosted by the Canadian High Commission on Tuesday evening, said, while diversity should be celebrated, equal vigilance must be exercised in defending sovereignty. He emphasized that diversity can only thrive when the state is secure, adding that Guyana's borders, democracy, and freedom must always be safeguarded. The president reaffirmed Guyana's strong belief that the Caribbean region and the broader Western Hemisphere must remain a zone of peace.
2/3 of our national territory is being threatened by another state. And just as Canada will stoutly resist any attempt to diminish its territorial integrity, so too will Guyana.
President Ali described Canada as a valued partner to both Guyana and the wider Caribbean, highlighting several areas of cooperation, including trade, investment, and regional development support.
In the economic sphere, our ties are growing stronger every year. We welcome the extension of the Caribbean Trade Agreement until 2033. This will provide greater predictability and enhance our trade relations, something that is more vital now than ever.
He noted that a recent Memorandum of Understanding MOU signed with the Canadian Commercial Corporation marks another positive step and is expected to further streamline and strengthen Guyana's procurement processes.
We invite Canadian businesses to explore opportunities in agriculture, infrastructure, public housing, ecotourism, and especially in climate-smart agriculture.
Looking ahead, the president said both countries, through sustained bilateral and multilateral engagement, can further expand trade and economic ties.
Confront the shared challenges of our era, including climate change, rising inequality, economic shocks, and new security threats.
Meanwhile, Canadian High Commissioner to Guyana, Sebastian Seguin, in his remarks, shared that Canada recently conducted national elections, resulting in a peaceful and democratic transition of leadership and the welcoming of a new Prime Minister.
With the elections coming up in Guyana on September 1st, Canada will work with the Guyana Council of Organizations for Persons with Disabilities. We will work with the Organization of American States, and we will work with the Carter Center to ensure accessibility, transparency, and fairness, because a strong democracy makes for a strong nation.
Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day will tell us now that with the aim of revitalizing the arena of sports locally, APNU presidential candidate Aubrey Norton is hopeful of renovating and developing abandoned sports facilities in the mining town of Linden, should he be elected to government come September 1.
Aubrey Norton, the leader of the opposition, has criticized the current government for willfully ignoring sport facilities in Linden, Region 10. The APNU's presidential candidate noted that several sports grounds in Wismar Mackenzie, in particular, that is managed by Minister Charles Ramsden Jr., are in disrepair.
The PPP appointed an incompetent little boy named Charles Ramsden. Went into Linden and disrupted every sport facility you had, except probably Christianburg.
The PNCR leader lamented that Linden has birthed talented athletes who are unable to benefit from proper sporting facilities. Mr. Norton criticized the government for underdevelopment of facilities, calling it a political ploy.
Linden is left in a situation, not only athletics, virtually no sport can be played for two reasons: the vindictiveness of the PPP and their incompetence.
According to him, Linden residents should stop the disrespect directed at them by not supporting the ruling People's Progressive Party Civic at this year's elections.
I repeat, take their money, it's your money, but throw them out of power for their incompetence, vindictiveness, and discriminatory behavior.
Norton promised to remodel these sport facilities once elected to office on September 1st, 2025.
Essentially, we are going to develop the sport facilities in Linden, and we have been engaging the young people, and we will have in Linden modern sport facilities that young people can utilize.
When asked about the abandoned Durban Park facility, which was the brainchild of the former David Granger-led government, Mr. Norton gave this response.
We will have to fix Durban Park. We are addressing how we do it and how it will be utilized.
I'm Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Your regional news is up next.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch. So tasty. What a catch. With a caramel center. What a catch. And so much chocolate, ooh yeah, yeah, yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. With so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel, ooh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. What a catch. You know we love you. What a catch. Oh, 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 oh. First it's crispy, then it's
You know, I've been thinking, since I moved over to the west side, this is the perfect location for put up a food stand.
Put up food stand here?
Yes, Officer Bling.
No, Granny, you can't put up no food stand here.
Why not?
Because the gas to energy pipeline.
Gas to energy? Why is that?
They can bring gas from offshore to region 3, that can turn into electricity and other things.
So what about if Granny put it up over there?
No, Granny, listen. This whole area here, from here to the West Bank, is considered the right of way. So nobody can build, plant, dig, or burn nothing here.
But what if I am?
No buts, Granny. Listen, you could get yourself or others hurt. Watch, you see this number here? You call it if you see anybody doing anything out of the way or doing anything they ain't supposed to be doing, like building, digging, or burning stuff on the right of way.
All right, grandson, I hear you.
Whatever your dream is, Republic Bank can help you make it happen. You can make it happen. Let's help you get there with a Make It Happen loan.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Good evening and welcome to Wednesday's edition of the Regional News. A Caribbean delegation is set to travel to Brussels and London next month to bring the highly divisive issue of reparations for slavery and colonialism to the table. At least 12.5 million Africans were kidnapped forcefully, transported by European ships, and sold into slavery from the 15th to the 19th centuries. Calls for reparations are long-standing, but have been gaining momentum, particularly among the Caribbean Community CARICOM and the African Union AU. Backlash against it has also been growing, and many of Europe's leaders have opposed even talking about reparations. Organized by the Repair Campaign, a group advocating for reparations in the Caribbean, the trip will start in Brussels on July 1, where the delegation will host a briefing with European Union EU lawmakers. In 2023, the EU said Europe inflicted quote-unquote untold suffering on millions of people, but even though some member states have acknowledged past wrongs, no country has agreed to reparations. The delegation will then travel to London, where they will hold a briefing in Parliament on July 2. Nigeria and Brazil signed a $1 billion agreement on Tuesday to boost agriculture, food security, energy, and defense in the West African nation, Nigeria's Vice President Kazim Shettima said. Both countries aim to deploy over $1 billion to deliver mechanized farming equipment, training, and service centers across Nigeria. Much farming in Nigeria is supported and land is owned by families or individuals, which makes large-scale acquisition problematic. Nigeria also imports food for its 200 million-plus population. The agreements were signed in Abuja during a visit by Brazil's Vice President, Gerardo Halcim, to Africa's most populous nation. The Colombian Army and police rescued 57 soldiers held for 2 days in a mountainous southwestern region that is under pressure from leftist guerrillas, the military said on X. The troops were detained near the village of El Platido province, a strategic area for drug trafficking where security forces launched an operation in October 2024 to expel illegal armed groups. The region is a stronghold of a dissident faction of the former FARC guerrilla group, which rejected a 2016 peace deal. Authorities accused the group of recruiting minors and pressuring civilians to resist the presence of state forces. Thank you for watching. I am Tiana Cole.
Nine private schools, 8 public schools copped top positions at NGSA. McDonald re-elected unopposed as GTU president, vows full representation of teachers. Day 18 election fraud trial, witness misidentifies defendant as audio evidence challenged, and Guyana and Canada strengthens ties on Canada Day 2025. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.